So, officially, good morning to one and all. For all of those of you who are going to be coming on later, wondering where I am, as is usually the Friday ritual, I have decided to push the stream up an hour and a half early today because I am expecting to receive numerous pieces of furniture and to have other people come and collect the old furniture. So, we're doing a bit of interior decorating at the moment, and yeah, I've got my work cut out for me, so I guess you could say. So pushing up the stream in an hour and a half, so I can be readily available to assist with that. So yesterday we had a few bits going on. Unfortunately, we incurred a few losses as we usually do. I say unfortunately, it doesn't really matter, does it? To be honest. But yeah, we did take some wins and some losses. We had this loss in gold. We had the really nice breaker structure, and then bang, this trade was done and dusted. And it literally was in the space of about 15-20 minutes, as this trade was triggered in the motion of coming up here, which was about 8 minutes into the 15-minute candle. And then we were out in the first 5 minutes of the next candle. So I mean, we were literally it was 0.25 gone from the account very, very quickly on that gold trade. Definitely got faked out as well if we actually look at the break of structure, or as I like to say sometimes, the fake of structure. So if we look at the fake of structure here, and then we come right the way down, big institutional move away from here, which then bottoms out at around 27.22, and then the market just ends up ranging, and that's where we are at the moment. So, as is usually the case with a Friday, you know what it's like. If you've seen the Friday streams, it's not a session jam-packed with trading opportunities. I will send out the technical analysis charts for the US stock market this afternoon, as I will always do. But it's more of a reflection period, to be honest, to go through what we have done over the course of the week and just to reflect on the market's dynamics in general, what kind of conditioning system the market seems to be in at the moment, whether or not that we've been performing as we should, and so on and so forth. I just find Fridays really good to do that. Not really heavily involved in active market participation on a Friday because of the fact we have so many firms reallocating assets and taking positions away and stuff like that. It can be really temperamental, not necessarily in the stock markets, but we do find that, don't we, in the commodities and the FX space in particular. So I think this week overall, for the stocks have been pretty bad. The sector by sector breakdowns that we've seen have been a little bit mixed in areas like CD, for example, consumer durables, which has been a little bit supported by, of course, the crazy 8 or 17.55% gain that we've seen in Tesla. We've looked at health tech at the moment being in complete disarray this week. We're looking at the big one, the T services. Don't be dismayed by the green from the Microsoft there, because it is only 0.5% up. Generally speaking, tech services have been absolutely slapped this week. Netflix has actually been pretty good, plus 7.13%, so that's all right. We've got electronics up here in the top left corner, of course, as well, which has been absolutely slapped as well. Even more so than the tech services, to be honest. Looking at some of these numbers at the moment, it's pretty bad out there. LMT down 8%. ANET down 3.96, Qualcomm down 4.28, AMD 4.1, AVGO 5.52. So pretty big moves lower in the tech sector in general. Then of course you've got things like the retail trade up here, which is also looking pretty bad at the moment, bright red. Even Amazon down 1%. It's not really too much to go on about there, but it is looking bad. But in general, it gives you a really good idea of the state of things at this time. Bearing in mind, this is not just the NAS 100 or the Dow Jones. This is representative of the stocks inside the S&P 500. So a big mixture of different types of stocks there. to look at. It gives you a real good understanding of where the market is at the moment in terms of the sentiment change. Looking at the FX space over the course of the week, I mean, let's just go up here. The FX space has been pretty damn quiet. Okay, so just to put things into perspective here, we're not looking at anything too significant. If we go up to the top gainer, which is the USD yen, which isn't actually that surprising if you think about it, we've got a 1.62% gain, and that is the week's top gainer, the most significant gainer in the week. So we can really see, looking at the broader view of the markets, just how much the different geopolitical and non-geopolitical factors, cyclical factors, are significantly influencing the price action at the moment that we're trading and and that we're having to deal with. So very, very slow. I mean, we look at some of these, EuroCAD. To be honest, EuroCAD, that trading opportunity, Braden, I did catch a glimpse of it. It actually does look really good. At the moment, the weekly change though, I mean, it's dead, isn't it? It's not actually moved anywhere across the week so far. CAD Swiss, pound euro pound, euro Swiss, pound CAD, NZD Japanese yen, all of these assets hardly moved a smidge. And that's pretty much it. I mean, looking at Friday today, we've got the IFO business climate that's out in about an hour's time. We are looking at a slight uptick in that one, which is good news for Germany. And then the big highlight of the day is durable goods orders for the United States. And that's looking at -1% down. So that's going to be pretty bearish for the US dollar. In fact, I think it'll even be bearish for the US 30 Dow Jones as well. I do not think it will be bearish for the NAS 100. I think it's just going to be the US 30 Dow that negatively impacts. So anyway, back to the charts then. So looking at Aussie CAD at the moment, unfortunately, folks, this one was a complete and utter washout as well, which means at this stage that we've taken 4 Aussie CAD trades this week. Excuse me. We've taken 4 Aussie CAD trades this week, and we've had 3 losers and 1 winner. The one win was a 1 to 2.32, and then we've got 0.75 in the bid. So we're down about -0.13% in the Aussie CAD total trading across the week, which is a real bloody shame. I mean, the Aussie CAD, I'm not falling out of bed with it. The Aussie CAD is a fantastic instrument. I love trading it. It's been really consistent for us over the course of the last month and a half or so, couple of months. But unfortunately, it's been a real rocky week, and it was going well. We got down to around 55-60% of the trade, and bang, instantly back up, took us out, and then come back up to liquidity again. It did get a secondary attempt. I mean, to be honest with you, this probably would have triggered it and stopped it out as well if we had been around for the second attempt. We had a third attempt here, came to a stone's throw within TP, and it actually retraced again, not a stop out, but we'll go, kind of wait where we are. But Aussie CAD trading this week has been very difficult, I would say. Aussie dollar, well, we can remove the pending order from this team as well. There's no opportunity for us to get back up there and then trading up to 66.90 once the trade triggers. So that pending order is done and dusted. Trading in the Aussie dollar this week, like the moves in hindsight have been really nice, like this really beautiful extended move here. But the fact of the matter is we couldn't have traded it. Okay, we got liquidity, we got order breaks, we got this one here as well, big point of inflection. You can't trade through these things. This is gambling territory. Even though it looks really nice in hindsight, this is unfeasible. When we get underneath, we're waiting for the retest, which takes place, but the retest fails. And then we have this really nice, big, beautiful run all the way up. But again, can't trade this. If we go up to the weekly time frame here, you will see exactly what I'm talking about, right? So the weekly time frame, that really wide zone on the 15, that's it on the weekly. So it was based on the fact that this is the retest point of that instrument before we got this sort of break of structure to the high here, this fake of structure. And we've come back down here. We're just breaking through the bottom of it now, which does mean that next week we could potentially see a move down to around 65. And that's going to be a 120 pip trade that I would be interested in taking. That's not going to be too bad at all. Something that I could potentially put in next week's basket. I can remove all this as well. Remove the analysis. There we go. So that's that. So CAD yen, excuse me. So CAD yen, unfortunately, again, guys, another bloody stop out. One of those instantaneous ones as well. This seems to be happening, it does. It seems to be happening. We get a criteria on side, really nice breaker structure, and bang, straight to stop loss. Again, really nice move down in the CAD yen. Couldn't have traded a single centimeter of it, even a single bloody smidge of it. It's just really, really difficult trading conditions at the moment. The breaker structure point, which is about here, that's where we'll be looking at getting into a short next week if we get a breaker structure below that area. Or alternatively, we simply will be looking to have the trade again, do this exact same setup again. So one or the other, is going to happen. But I think we'll be looking at that one next week as a next week opportunity as well. Euro Oz trading this week has actually been okay, but the setup's been really difficult to pull off. So we had this nice area in here, but again, we were thinking about the peak high that we had to deal with there. So this was sort of a midday trade, and that would have only taken us up to the previous high, so very tight trading margin. We have this area in here as well, which is really, really nice, and that was yesterday afternoon for this little move. But again, when you're in real time and you're not hindsight trading, there's areas like this, for example. So that's the point of liquidity that I would have been waiting to get above before I was interested in taking a trade, right? Because the breaker structure for this instrument is going to be at about there, possibly even higher, maybe. I mean, it could have been here, actually, thinking about it, right? So then that beautiful trade that you're looking at, that really nice big bar, well, actually, the margin of it is very, very tight. Not to say that we couldn't have taken it, because it does work, and the risk-reward ratio would have been successful, but again, we have to be very careful when we're looking back in time at these things, because in real time, it's never as simple as it seems. So, yeah, I think I'm not disappointed. I'm not disappointed with, what I've not been doing in the Euro Oz, per se. I think it's just the nature of the beast this week, isn't it? So, GA, this is another active pending order in the market, which I'm going to remove. Okay, so we can say goodbye to the GA. Just nursing a coffee here, guys. So, yeah, GA at the moment, really nice bullish breakout, break close retest. Got a bit of a pop up here as well. We've popped up to the previous high. Actually, not bad short criteria. But again, I think next week we could be looking at some big things from the GA. Or so I keep saying, not about the GA, but in the markets in general. Let's hope so. But we could either be looking to trade short from this margin down to the bottom, or maybe from the bottom to the top if we get down there today. Alternatively, of course, we do have the opportunity to break out, retest this area. If it's not a fake of structure, we do have the breakout opportunity, which we could be looking at. So there's a number of opportunities in the GA that I'll be happy to look at next week for sure. NZD CAD. So this is this one. Again, another bloody loser. Yeah, tough. It's tough cookies. Tough cookies for me yesterday. So this one, we came down. We bounced from structure straight back into stop loss. And and that's where it is. And nature of all the trades, it seems, the second attempt played out perfectly. So the trade came straight the way down, hit TP, no reversals whatsoever. Would have been absolutely fine. So yeah, real shame there from the NZD CAD. Where we're trading at the moment, again, it is an asset that has opportunity. Really nice impulsive corrective wave formations at the moment. This is daily inflection. This is daily retest that we've just seen here today. So next week, we could be looking at the big breaker structure and the continuation of that bear trend. So that one would be a nice pipeline idea for next week as well. NZD USD, again, another stop out. Really, really nice trade. Breaker structure, came down, stop out. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Then, middle of the night, 12 o'clock-ish, we come down straight to TP. Second attempt, work out perfectly. So, yeah, real shit. And so the war wounds continue, team. And that's where we are with the FX asset classes. That's where we are. Again, really nice trend. Really nice impulsive corrective waves. And if you're looking back, if we backward test, actually, like, looking back across these waves that we've had, we haven't had this. This hasn't happened. It's from the point to the point, from the point to the point, from this point to this point. We've had these really, really nice clean waves every time we've actually broken the structural point. So if you look at the exact same setup, this is a complete outlier. Not that you can use that information that finely, to be honest, because, you know, everything's always going to be different a little bit in some various way or not. So it's just a bloody shame. So there we go. That's the NZD-USD. So looking ahead then to the rest of these at the moment, lots of consolidatory motions. The USD-Yen, currently our top gainer for the week at 1.6 odd %, has actually dipped down quite a lot from the high up there. So that's a 0.83% dip. So we would have been looking at the USD yen actually trading upwards of 2% across this week so far, which is really quite good. Looking next week, I think the trend will continue. We've got really nice areas either side of the market from our bearish and bullish market sentiment biases. So I think that's going to be a good one as well. I think there's lots of things. There's lots of things to always look at. Definitely, I don't think the market's dried up of opportunity whatsoever. But it's just been a real grind, hasn't it? It's been a real bloody grind. Now we've looking at 1% plus days this week. I think the three major trading days we've been above 1%. We did a 1.6% day as well on the track. I think we've got, like 4 losers, so 1% down for part of yesterday. So we're probably going to see, obviously, not probably anything, we'll obviously see that one come back, which will, I think, leave us in the week before this afternoon's US session at around 3% gain. And you know what, team? I am really happy with that. That's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine for me. So there we have it. So for this afternoon, of course, I'm going to send out the technical analysis for the US stock markets. Yesterday's breakout didn't even happen. It was completely dead. The NAS 100 was just untradeable. The Dow Jones, we got this one, which kind of saved the day. So we had a short in the Dow. We got a 1 to 2.45 in it, which was actually the first little bars here. Really tiny little trade. So that was great. That was good. We did suffer a loss in the Dow as well. The table's not there for it, but the loss actually was incurred as the bell rang. So about here-ish somewhere. And it was exactly the same trade. So we had a win and a loss there. We had a loss in the NAS. And then we had a loss in the NZD-USD. We had a loss in the NZD-CAD. We had a loss in the others. Well, you know, what we've been through this morning. So it was a rough day. It was certainly a rough day. So I'll leave that there for now. Take care of yourselves out there, I suppose, is what I was trying to say. Take care of yourselves out there today. Play it safe in the markets. You know, they are really, really temperamental at the moment. And yeah, you know, do what you can. Do what you can. Keep your risk tight. Plan your trades extremely well. Trade the plan. Don't deviate from the plan. And you'll be absolutely fine. So I'm going to wrap things up there, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Good couple of days away with your friends and your family, doing whatever you're doing. And I look forward to catching up with you nice, bright and early on Monday morning to start killing it again. All right, so take it easy, guys. I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye-bye.